name is Temiloluwa, Adeshina. I'm the convener of Voice of Stories. The reason behind the Voice of Stories, women, the Voice Women Power Workshop and Summit is to encourage every youth, every woman, every man, every young adult to speak their truth. Everyone has a story, and their story is their voice. So we are here to amplify your voice. We are here to empower every youth to speak their truth. And not only to speak their truth, but to amplify their truth and speak to power. Speak to the place of authority where their voice will be heard. And they cause a change in their communities and in the world at large. Your story has a voice, and your voice is your power. It must be heard. Don't shut your voice. Join us today to amplify every youth's voice to speak their truth and let their truth influence their communities.
Good morning, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the Women Voice Power Workshop taking place in the American Corner today. So everyone, welcome again to the Women Voice Power Workshop. Your hands together. Let me hear you louder, 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 louder. Yes. I am Dr. Temi. I won't take the time of our next speaker, but I need to say this. I found my voice too. I was once like every one of you. And I know that many of you have come here with questions. Many of you have come here with, you're seeking different things. But I know you'll find that thing you're looking for. So let me quickly start with a short story. I remember when I was in school, in the secondary school at that time. When we were going for debating, I was in the Literary and Debating Society. And at that time, I didn't like to speak, right? They would say, oh, who wants to be chief speaker? My hand will be down. Who wants to speak as the second speaker? My hand will be down, right? So I always spoke like the third speaker. So we'll go for different debates, we'll go for different things, and my school will never win. Then one thing happened one day. We went to one debate, and all of a sudden, I spoke as the third speaker. Normally, the chief speaker would have 2 minutes. The second speaker will have like a minute or 1.5 minutes, and then the last speaker will have just like 30 seconds or 1 minute. So I spoke the third time, and my school didn't come first. We didn't come second. We came third again, and it had been going on and on and on. And one person came to me. She said, look at you. When you came to speak as the third speaker, I looked at your team and I said, the third speaker should have been the first speaker. That was what she said to me. And I laughed because I knew that I had every potential that the first speaker had. I had every potential that the leader had. But I was hiding. I never wanted to speak. I never wanted to do everything the first speaker would do. And so I made up my mind, from now on, I will be chief speaker, right? So by the time we went to our next debating competition and all that, I told them, I said I was going to be the first speaker. And all the team looked at me and said, that's what you should have been doing. And so that day we went for debating competition. You won't believe it. It was a debating competition. At that time, I was at Elisha Grammar School. I was retaking my WAEC. And we did the normal thing, and I was chief speaker. For the first time, I spoke with passion. For the first time, I put my all into the debating competition. And before we knew it, I was at Obokun High School at that time. I looked at my life. I went to Federal Government Girls College, Oyo. The reason why I was retaking my WAEC was because I didn't have maths. Maths, they gave me a P7. And my mom didn't take that result. She said, Lai, my daughter can't have a P7 in maths. I was there. The reason why I never wanted to be chief speaker was because I was ashamed of myself at that time of my life. Why will I, a librarian at FGGC Oyo, come and retake my WAEC exam? Why will I be the one to now mingle with these local public school children? And I went to a federal school. So I had my reasons why I didn't want to shine. But that day I made up my mind. I was going to reverse the hand of time, and I would change all those things I had in my head. I am here in a public school. It doesn't matter if I went to a federal government girls' school before. It doesn't matter. I'm not better than these girls or these people in public schools. So I made up my mind. I would do what I was supposed to do here. God has a reason why I had to retake my exams. God had a reason why I had to be in Obokun High School. God had a reason why I had to, my mates were already in university, I had a reason why I had to retake this exam. Even though I was one of the most brilliant students in FGC Oyo, I would do this. So I put my all into that debate. It was like I put a whole year of extra work I was going to do again for secondary school, wearing uniform all over again, like carrying all the shame. And I stood in front of the crowd. I became chief speaker that day. Guess what happened? The twist was that day. For the first time in my school, Obokun High School, we came first. By the time we got to Obokun High School, the principal, all the teachers brought all of us out on assembly, and they began to shout, yay, 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 because we had never come first before. And then, to crown it all, when they are showing anything on TV, that footage was shown more than 5 times on local television, not national television, but local television. Well, people will call my mom. My mom was a principal. And they would tell her, your daughter, she's on TV, she's on TV. They never showed me on TV when I was in Federal Government Girls College, Oyo. They never beamed my lights, like near any television when I was in Federal Government Girls College, Oyo. But because I allowed my light to shine, I allowed my voice to come out. Everything maybe that I felt that I could not do in a public school, I did more than what I did in a Federal Government Girls College, Oyo. I did more than that in just one good participation, putting my all, telling myself I have a voice, telling myself I'm a light, telling myself I can influence my community. And guess what? Everybody wanted to be in literary and debating society because I allowed my light to shine. So what am I saying? There's a lot in stock for every one of you within this workshop. But this is just my own little story that I started with. I made up a decision. I made up my mind that I would let my little light shine within my school community, even though I never allowed it to shine for a long time.